Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Above the Rim for the season. My name is Aaron Markwardt. We have a special guest. To my right here is a senior guard, Kristopher O'Neal, and obviously to his right is our men's basketball coach, Wanamaker. How y'all doing today?
Doing fine, man. Blessed.
Good.
Doing well. Happy to be here.
Good. Love that.
Yeah.
So, Brian,
Yeah.
regular season's over. You guys finished 19-9 on the season, 15-9 in conference. How would you kind of sum up how the year's gone so far for y'all?
I think so far it's going really well. You know, it's really tough to win in our conference, especially when you have a first-year head coach. You know, a lot of new players coming together really quickly to get 19 wins. It wasn't easy. It's really, really difficult. A lot of great coaches, a lot of great teams in our conference. So to win 19 games out of our 28, I would say it went well. I won't say great because I'm not content. You know,
Right.
All I think about is the 9 losses instead of the 19 wins. So when I think about it from that perspective, it went really well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you kind of mentioned in our first interview we had, you're old school coach, that like defense is your priority. So you guys finished second overall, kind of as a defensive category overall for the team in the conference. What does that kind of tell you about like your team that you have and kind of you as a coach and everything?
Well, first, not old school coach, but old school mentality.
Oh, okay.
Because I love offense too.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
I love offense too. But yeah, old school mentality, like defense is first. Defense and rebounding wins. And for me, it just tells me that my team trusts me, that my team bought in, and that they want to win. Because I told those guys, if we defend and we rebound, we will win games. So for those guys to do that and for us to be second, meaning they bought into it, of trusting me and understanding what it takes to win and that they wanted to win, you know, so.
Yeah. So I know we mentioned kind of last show, it's not ever going to show up on the stat sheet, but like Caden Morgan is a huge player for you guys. Yeah. So Chris, this is kind of to you. So like, what's it like being with someone who's been such a great defensive player, essentially like y'all's captain, if you were to say, like what's that like playing alongside him?
Man, so Caden is a special guy, man. I had the chance to play with him 2 years ago at Fort Scott Community College in Kansas. And he hasn't changed. You know, he's still the same guy on the court, off the court. You know, he brings the same mentality to everything he does in life. And it's just, you know, a true testament to who he is as a player and as a person. You know, he's really dedicated to things that he commits to. And it shows on the court, man. He really wants it. He loves the game, and he's really passionate about it. And it shows to our team that he kind of sets the foundation for our defense and sets the tone for us. And we just kind of feed off his energy, you know. And, yeah, man, he's a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of back to you again here. I know you've had a long journey. This is the first year in the program here at Texas Wesleyan, and you're going to finish your career here as a Ram and everything. So kind of take us through your journey and, like, how you got here and kind of what it's meant to you be a part of this program.
Man, it's definitely been a tough one. It hasn't been easy, but the journey is always the best thing, you know, about the story. So, man, starting off, you know, coming out of high school, went to junior college out of high school, 2 years, went to Temple, went through some things, but, you know, it worked out for the best. Ended up at Fort Scott and had a great year there. Last year played at UMSL in St. Louis. Year didn't go as planned there, but if it wasn't for that year, I wouldn't have had the chance to end up here. And Coach could tell you, man, this last summer, man, I was done playing basketball. You know, it was kind of a tough time for me. First job, worked my first job, and, you know, and Coach just kind of, man, trusted me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that he's given me, you know, giving me an opportunity to get my school paid for, you know, my last year and have a chance to graduate. So, man, that means everything to me, and, you know, I can't thank him enough, you know, for trusting me and, you know, giving me, you know, kind of the keys to the team and trusting me as a leader to lead the team. So, man, it's been a blessing overall, you know, and I think my faith is the only thing that helped me, you know, get through it all. So yeah. I'm grateful for that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So kind of previewing into Thursday, you guys are traveling over to Oklahoma to face Mid-America Christian, or MACU, as a lot of people say. So kind of take us, like, from a coach, player aspect, what does that look like going into it? Like, what's kind of the, I guess, like, how do you look forward into that matchup? Like, what's going into it?
Not a lot is going to go into the matchup. You know, this is going to be our third time playing this team. But we just played them probably a week and a half ago. So we know, first and foremost, that it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. It's two really, really good teams. We just went there and beat them when they gave them their second loss in probably the last 25, 26 home games for them, and it was on their senior night.
Oh.
So we know they out for revenge. We know we're going to get a fight from them. We're going to get a fight for us. But the most important thing for us is just to be disciplined and have those details going into that game. But it's going to be a really, really tough matchup for both teams. But the team that, I guess, execute their game plan the best, and applies their identity the best will probably come out and win that game.
So what does it look like for the player aspect of it?
Player aspect is we always have the easy part. I think coach always has the hard part in kind of getting us prepared for the game. But, it's up to us to we just have to read what's on the paper and kind of just, trust what coaches, the game plan that he's given us and go out there and execute it. He always says that, man, like it's a blessing to get out there and, have an opportunity to go touch the court, another time and just go out there and have fun. He always tells us to just go out there and have fun, and we have an opportunity, to play this game one more time. So, and you never know when it could be your last. So going out there with that mindset and that mentality, I just think it just comes down to our togetherness, and our discipline to trust coach's game plan, because, we know we're going to have adversity. We're going to face adversity. It's a game of runs. They're going to go on a run. We're going to go on some runs, but, we got to stay right there, even keel right in the middle, in between the midst of all that. So I think our togetherness will help us pull through and come up on top.
Absolutely. So kind of talking about the SAC tournament and everything, and going into a potential bid for an NAIA national tournament run. So 3 wins to win the championship. So what do you think is going to take from your team, Brian, to really get to those 3 wins and then hopefully get a bid into the tournament or NAIA tournament?
I mean, Chris just hit on it. Togetherness right now is probably the biggest key during this time of the year. You cannot chase points. You cannot chase stats. You got to be together. You got to trust your teammates. You got to trust your coaches. You got to trust student managers, the trainer. You got to trust everybody during this time. And we all got to come together to win a fight, because every team you play is really, really good. Every team you play is looking to survive and move on. Every team you play wants to win the conference tournament and get to the national tournament. So you got to be your best, not just physically, but mentally. So it's going to start with our approach of just a championship mentality, that win or go home mentality. One game and you can be sitting at home, or one game and you can be your season could continue on. So I think the biggest thing for us is going to start up top in our heads, our mentality, our approach, and understanding that we need each other to have success in 3 games, but obviously 1 game at a time.
Right, absolutely.
Now, the most important thing is trying to go 1-0. All we should be focusing on is MACU right now, and that's it.
Yep, you're exactly right. So I just wanted to try to get a heads up on kind of going into it and everything. So Chris, back to you. So what would you say are the strengths and weaknesses kind of for the team? Heighten more on the strengths, obviously, but kind of like talk to us about going into, like I said, the SAC tournament and everything. So what are your strengths, and where do you guys feel like y'all could really push into getting a deep postseason run here?
I would say our strengths, obviously we're a very good, skilled team, but I think that our skill, it isn't going to mean as much if we're not a team, if we're not playing together, if we're not sharing the ball, if we're not playing unselfishly. I believe that's what's going to really take us over the top, is our unselfishness and kind of honing in on things like that. And I would say, as far as weakness goes, I would probably say when we do get a tad. Oh yeah, let me not say that. But this isn't more so. This is. I think our weakness is amongst ourselves. It's not anything that another team could do that could kind of take us outside of who we are. But I think it's more so within ourselves. Just staying together and just rooting for one another through that adversity. When things not going our way. Not pointing fingers and not blaming other people, but kind of just taking it on the chin and pulling together as one. And I feel like the teams that do that, that have the ability to persevere through those times, I believe those are the teams that win in the end. So I think that's going to be our biggest weakness, will be ourselves, and our biggest strength is ourselves as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Brian, obviously, like you mentioned before earlier in this interview, it's your first year being head coach. So regular season's over. You can take a breath of fresh air there, but also it's game time coming up. So how would you sum up how your first year's gone so far?
It's hard for me because I'm not a content person.
Yeah.
But You know, when I take a step back, I think it was a really good season. Really, really good. And I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of the players, the coaches, and I'm proud of myself, you know, for just sticking with it from day one, you know, trusting in myself, trusting in these guys, and just doubling down on what I believe, you know, and I think that helped us have success, you know. So overall, I think it was really, really well, but I put in a lot of pressure on myself now.
Right.
You know, 19 wins, now next year I got to get 20.
That's right.
21, I got to get a conference championship. I got to get a national championship, you know. Can't take steps back. And I love that, you know, because at the end of the day, this year, I've learned so much about who I am as a coach, but even more so as a person, you know, and I've learned how to coach certain guys, and everyone's different. Everyone's different, and I've learned how to persevere in games, you know, coach through adversity, during practice times and on the bus and hotel, just all kinds of things I've learned this year. So I think it was a great year, especially of learning, but now I want to continue to play to win,
Yeah.
you know. So
Absolutely. And did a heck of a job. Team's been great this year. Obviously, you produced a great guard over here in Kristopher O'Neal.
Yeah.
So last question for you guys. Sorry to throw you under the bus here, but I do ask a surprise question just because. So I'll have Brian go first just because he's been here before. I love vacations. I love like going to experience new places and whatnot. Obviously, we work in sports, and so
Yeah.
like that doesn't really happen as often. But if you have a dream vacation, like where is that for you?
I go on vacation a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so my dream vacation, it really is not a destination. It'll probably be just to be with my entire family, you know, my brothers, my sisters, my parents, my wife, my daughter, and just all of us, my in-laws, just together somewhere. It doesn't matter where. So it's really not a destination. It's just having everybody together because we're so busy with work, you
Right.
know. Growing up, my family, we were really, really close, my brothers and sisters. So we hung out all day, every day. And, you know, with being an adult now, you know, they're there, I'm here, and I just want us to be able to have some time when we're just all together again. So.
Chris, what about you? Do you have a destination or anything?
Man, I really can't say that I do. However, I think exactly what Coach said, like just being with family, you know, because I know throughout my college career, I didn't really have an opportunity to be close to home a lot. And I do have younger siblings. You know, my sister is actually graduating high school this year, you know, so being close to home this year, you know, getting a chance to, you know, maybe I'll be able to see her, you know, walk the stage, or maybe I'll get a chance to see her, you know, go to prom, you know. So I think being there for family, you know, during those moments, that what means the most to me, you know, getting a chance to see my siblings grow up and, you know, yeah, being away from home, you know, you go home maybe a couple months, you know, throughout, or maybe even a year goes by or 2 years go by, you don't get a chance to go home and see your siblings. So, you know, they look totally different, you know. So, yeah, having the opportunity to be close to home and going back, you know, the couple times I did this year, you know, it meant a lot to me and them as well, you know. So I say just being with family, you know, where the love, where you feel the most love, surrounded by, you know what I'm saying, the most love. So, yeah, somewhere with them.
I love it. Got a couple family men. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for both your time and everything. We'll see y'all next time, and hopefully have some great news to come along for the next show.
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.